Hello everyone, this is Professor Gautam from Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. I welcome you all for today's session. In this session, I am going to discuss about an introduction on pavement construction. As we already know, pavement is composed of total 4 layers as I am going to indicate in the diagram now. Okay, this bottommost part of the pavement can be called as subgrade. Above the subgrade, we have to lay a layer called as subbase. Above this subbase, we are going to put one more layer that is called as base layer. Above the base layer, we are going to lay wearing or surface course. Wearing or surface course. Okay, now construction of each layer in a pavement plays a very important role. A faulty construction in any layer may leads to failure of entire pavement. Therefore, construction of each layer in the pavement plays very important role in order to get durability of the pavement. Here, subgrade is completely composed of soil and subbase is composed of aggregate plus little percentage of dust, and also if it is necessary you can use cement also here. And base layer is also composed of aggregate plus little percentage of dust plus little percentage of cement. And your top layer, that is a surface or wearing course, it is completely composed of bitumen plus aggregate plus cement you can use. This is the composition of each layer of the pavement. I repeat, bottommost layer of the pavement is subgrade. Above the subgrade, we are going to put one more layer that is called as subbase layer. Above the subbase layer, we are going to put a layer called as base layer, and above the base layer, you are going to put surface layer or surface course. Subgrade is completely composed of soil and subbase is composed of aggregate plus little percentage of dust, and if it is required you can use cement. And base layer, it is composed of aggregate plus dust plus cement, and surface force is composed of bitumen, aggregate plus a very small amount of cement. Now technically this subbase, it is named as GSB. This is called as granular subbase. Technically it is named as granular subbase. Base course can be named as either wet mix macadam. Based on the construction procedure, we can say it as either it is a wet mix macadam or you can call it as waterbound macadam. And the top layer will be wearing course. Top layer will be wearing course. Bottommost layer of the road will be subgrade. Okay, therefore from now onwards we are going to call road layers like this. Bottommost layer is called as subgrade. Above the subgrade, we are going to lay a layer called as granular subbase. Above the granular subbase, we are going to put either waterbound macadam or wet mix macadam. Above this layer, final layer will be wearing course. Now in this module we are going to study how we need to construct the subgrade, what are all the different procedures are there in order to construct a subgrade. Similarly, what are all the specification of the soil, because all soil will not suitable as a subgrade material, correct? No, therefore what are all the specifications soil should have in order to use that soil in the construction of subgrade. These things we are going to study in detail. After this, coming to subbase or granular subbase, how we are going to put this layer. That means step by step procedure involved in the construction of sub base layer. What we have to do first, how we have to put aggregate, and how much compaction we have to give it for aggregate, what is the density value we have to get after compaction. All these technical specifications and construction part we are going to study as an second important topic in this module, that is construction of granular subbase layer with specification of the material what we are using in the subbase layer. Not only specification, we are also here just listing what are all the tests we have to perform on the subbase layer and what are all the expected value of that test in order to use the material in an subbase layer. All these technical things and specifications we are going to learn. And coming to the third very important topic, that is construction procedure involved in base layer. It is very important layer in the road. Therefore, here construction of this layer without any faulty things, it is very important, because if this layer fails, there is a possibility of entering of water into the lower layers, which may lead to failure of the entire pavement. Therefore, construction of this layer plays an very important role, and also it acts as an platform or foundation for the surface layer. When I say base layer is of two types. Generally we can go with either waterbound macadam or wet mix macadam. Therefore, as a third important topic in this module, we are going to study what are all the procedures involved in the construction of wet mix macadam, step by step procedure, and what are all the step by step procedure in construction of waterbound macadam, and what are all the tests we have to perform for wet mix macadam and waterbound macadam, and what is the specification we have to get after the test, because at the end we have to say the suitability, correct? No, to get the durability we have to use suitable material with proper specification. Okay, therefore at the end we are giving the specification. If your value within that specification only, then only we are using that material in the construction, or we are following that procedure. Therefore, as a base layer, we are going to study what are all the step-by-step procedure of construction involved in wet mix macadam and waterbound macadam. That's what we are going to study in this model. And finally, what are all the steps involved in surface course? Here, technically surface course will have a two layers, that is dense bituminous macadam. We are just dividing surface layer into two layers. One is called as dense bituminous macadam, and the other one is either you can go for SDBC, semi dense bituminous concrete, or you can go for BC, that is bituminous concrete. Either of these two layers you can use any one layer. Okay, therefore top layer is divided into two main layers. One is called as dense bituminous macadam and another one is semi dense bituminous concrete or just bituminous concrete. Okay, therefore at the last we are going to study what are all the steps involved in construction of dense bituminous macadam and what are all the tests we have to perform for this and what are all the specifications of that test. That's what we are going to study in this surface course, and also steps involved in the construction of STBC, that is semi-dense bituminous concrete or bituminous concrete, and what are all the tests we have to perform on this layer and what is the specifications. Okay, this thing we are going to cover in module number 4. And also we are going to study one more important concept in this module, that is proportioning of the material using Rutherford method. Okay, these things we are going to study in this module, and this is one of the important module in highway engineering subject. Okay, now guys, in the next session I will start with Rutherford method. I hope all of you understood today's session. We'll meet in the next session with topics with related to module number 4. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.